seems like a pressure tactic, and traditionally, if you're looking at U.S. government, national security threats are one of the unifying elements in the nation's history. Certainly since Biden's election, he has been saying that he wants his government to be a unifying force and to bring people together after an extraordinarily acerbic and pretty much venomous campaign season was had by all. But if this is actually a continuation of that, or if this is a continuation of the sort of brinksmanship and electionship we've been seeing over the past few months, that remains to be seen, because right now what we're getting is a he said, she said situation between Biden and the Pentagon on this one. Biden claims that he has not been briefed, the Pentagon saying he's gotten all necessary information or all requested information. In either case, it could go either way, which is leaving people to speculate in the gaps. Now, certainly people are speculating in dozens of different directions, but some of the most prominent ones being that Trump is still hedging his bets. Remember, Trump has not actually said that Biden has been legitimately elected. He's been pushing the idea of fraud, of election interference, of large-scale election discrepancies, and so on and so forth, and still saying that he could very well be the incoming administration. We've had from the other side of the aisle claims that this is simply petty brinksmanship and attempting to harm the incoming administration as a last-ditch revenge scheme by an outgoing president. You go to the really far fringes, you see on the radical left wing and the radical right wing pretty much rags coming out and saying, oh, look, the most recent Defense Authorization Act allows the president to invoke the Insurrection Act. Clearly, this is Trump planning his next step forward to stay in office. And look, everyone's going to be claiming something until they're blue in the face, but the simple answer is we don't really know what's going on given the absolute vagueness of the information coming out right now.
An important point you mentioned here, President Trump still speaking as if he's the next administration. I mean, even speaking on the stimulus bill this weekend, he said this will be left up to the next administration to deal with. Maybe that'll be me. I mean, he's not giving in at this point, but two apparent setbacks for him this week in terms of him caving essentially, or appearing to at least give in to the pressure on the stimulus bill that he had so opposed here, but in the end he did sign it. Also now seeing his veto on the defense bill being overridden by the House, likely in the Senate, at least that's up for a vote this week here. Does that mean anything at this point, or was it a sign that maybe some of the Republicans now backing away from him? What do we know?
Not really, because it wasn't partisan. Defense bills and massive spending bills, omnibus bills and the like are always bipartisan because there's so much pork involved it'll buy everybody's loyalty. There was no way that Trump could have stood out against a massive coalition from Congress like that, and neither side wants to be seen as the obstructionist right now, as control of the government is currently a coin flip in the air in the Georgia runoff races for Senate right now. If Trump stood in the way of stimulus money at this point, there's a very good chance the Democrats could have spun that to say, look, Georgians, you guys are dying, you guys don't have jobs, and this is the reason why. And suddenly those two seats give the Democrats all three branches of government. Trump couldn't allow that. McConnell certainly couldn't have allowed that. And so he's going to pressure Trump with whatever means he can to say, look, get the stimulus through right now. It doesn't bloody matter what the details are. Just get it done.